All right, so today we're diving into something, well, a little delicate. We're talking about penis extenders.
Specifically, this Quick Extender Pro thing.
Okay.
Now, before you think I'm about to launch into some infomercial, hold on.
Great.
This is about getting into the nitty-gritty. Do these things really do what they say?
Exactly.
Because let's face it, there's a lot of pressure on guys about,
Absolutely. Societal pressures, yeah. It's a big deal. And interestingly enough, we actually have this study right here in our sources that says almost 90% of women are totally fine with their partner's size. But only like 55% of men feel good about their own.
Wow. Now that is a head scratcher.
It's a huge disconnect.
Huge. So this Quick Extender Pro thing, it claims to use traction to actually make it bigger. And honestly, the first thing that popped into my mind was, how on earth does that even work?
Yeah, no, it's a fair question. Think of it like, you know how muscles grow, right?
Okay.
You work them out, get those tiny tears, your body repairs them, and bam, bigger muscles. So this traction thing, it's kind of similar, at least in theory.
Really?
Supposedly, it encourages the tissue down there to grow.
So you're saying like stretching can actually...
Potentially, yeah.
Huh.
Now, the science is still kind of iffy, gotta say that.
Yeah.
But there are studies out there showing, on average, guys are seeing about an inch increase.
Oh, kidding.
Yeah, but this is key. That's with consistent and proper use, okay? Because too much force, too fast, that's asking for trouble.
Yeah, makes sense. Got to be careful. Now, I noticed in the review they kept mentioning this double strap system and using all medical grade materials. That just marketing fluff or what?
It's both, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You're wearing this thing for hours. Comfort is huge EE. So the materials matter, got to be durable, hygienic, all that. The double strap thing is probably their way of, making it bearable.
That makes sense, yeah. Oh, and they even mentioned using it for Peyronie's disease.
Right. That's where there's like a curve, yeah.
Exactly. Makes things difficult.
To say the least, yeah. And while it's not the main treatment, some studies do suggest these devices can help straighten things out, so to speak.
Huh. Well, that's something, I guess. So we're talking potential size gains, help with a medical condition. This is starting to sound a little too good to be true. Yeah.
But what about the other guys out there? The competition. This review mentioned a few. Size Genetics, Pennymaster Pro. How does this Quick Extender stack up?
Okay, so that's where things get interesting. Price-wise, it's sort of middle of the road. It's not the cheapest one out there.
Right.
But it's also not like top-tier expensive,
Yeah.
Seems like they're going for that sweet spot,
Makes sense. And they do have that money-back guarantee.
Right.
6 months, that's got to count for something, right?
Yeah, for sure. But then again, it makes you wonder if it takes that long to see results. Or, how effective can it really be, right?
Okay, yeah, that's where I'm getting a little skeptical, too. We've talked about the how, but the real question is, does this Quick Extender Pro actually deliver? You're right to be skeptical, absolutely. You've always got to be careful with those "it worked for me" stories, right?
Oh, totally. And their marketing is full of them. I saw life-changing results gain inches in weeks. Come on, really?
Yeah, let's just say you got to take those marketing claims with a grain of salt,
A big grain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The studies, and we're talking legitimate research here, those paint a more, complicated picture.
How so?
Okay, so there is some evidence that this traction thing can actually, stimulate growth.
Okay.
But it's not some miracle cure-all, and everyone's different.
Right. So what are the studies actually showing, results-wise?
So one study we've got here, they found guys using this kind of device, they saw just under an inch increase, on average.
Okay.
And that was after using it consistently for a few months.
Months, huh?
Yeah, so not exactly inches in weeks, like the ads say.
Right.
Plus, and this is important, these studies, they've got limitations.
Like what?
Well, sometimes the groups they study are pretty small,
Okay.
And they don't always look at the really long-term effects either.
Makes sense.
Plus, you got to factor in the individual, right? Age, health, even genetics, all that plays a role.
So it's not a sure thing, more like a maybe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And there are risks, too.
Yeah, I saw something about bruising.
Exactly. Like any treatment, there's always a chance of side effects. It's all about finding that sweet spot between enough tension to, get things going, but not so much that you end up hurting yourself. This Quick Extender review really stresses starting slow, following the instructions to a T, and most importantly, listening to your body.
Good advice for anything, really.
Right. If you're feeling pain or anything weird going on down there, stop, talk to a doctor. Simple as that.
No question. Okay, so important to remember this isn't just about, size. It's about your health, your well-being, all of it.
Absolutely.
But what about guys who are looking for, a more permanent solution? Is surgery even an option here? I'd imagine that's a pretty big decision for most guys, right?
You're not wrong, no. It's a big one.
Yeah.
And it's not without its risks either. And even then, there's no guarantee it's going to give you what you want. So yeah, it's definitely a conversation to have with a doctor for sure.
Yeah, not something to jump into lightly, and I'd guess a lot pricier than one of these extender things, right?
Oh yeah, way more. Think thousands of dollars. Easy. And insurance. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Which actually brings up a good point we haven't really touched on yet. What about the mental side of things?
Oh, you mean like how guys feel about all this?
Exactly. We
Yeah.
can talk about inches and studies all day, but ultimately it comes down to how you feel about yourself.
For sure, for sure.
And that can be tough, especially with, how images and stuff get thrown at you constantly. You got to remember, a lot of that's fake anyway.
Oh, totally. Photoshop to heck and back. And
Yeah.
everyone's different anyway, right? No one at right size or anything. So bringing it back to Quick Extender Pro, what's the takeaway for our listeners?
Well, from what we've seen, it's possible it works, maybe, but the science isn't really there yet, and everyone's going to have a different experience.
Yeah.
It's not some quick fix, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Takes time, got to be consistent, and don't expect miracles.
And maybe even more important, don't get hung up on size, right? It's about making your own choices for your own reasons and always playing it safe. Yeah.
100%. Whether it's this quick extender, something else, even surgery, do your research, talk to a doctor you trust, and make the choice that's right for you, not anyone else.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And hey, on that note, maybe instead of trying so hard to fit some, impossible standard, what if we all just, challenge those standards instead? Just food for thought. Thanks for sticking with us on this deep dive into the world of Quick Extender Pro. Hope you learned something and, more importantly, feel a little more empowered.